What are cold emails and how are they used? Let's first introduce what a cold email is. A cold email is sent to someone we've never spoken to before. Why are cold emails so important? It's because depending on what we include in our cold email, the content we write, the subject line, intro paragraph, and overall message, the recipient could become a new client, offer collaboration, or even schedule meetings for project demos. It's crucial because in an inbox with 500 emails, if you craft a subject line that grabs your target's attention, researching them a bit to create a subject that truly appeals to them specifically, then you'll be able to connect with that person and achieve better sales, more clients, or even major collaborations. So it's an incredibly powerful tool, and although you might think otherwise, because nowadays it's all about social media, and that's where a lot of business happens, email remains one of the strongest tools out there, proven effective. In the end, all companies use email to establish their business relationship. While social media is popular today, email is still the primary mode of communication between businesses and individuals. It's therefore the most powerful tool of all. If you can master this, you can dominate the market. Let's explore the best way to write an email subject line, as it's crucial for getting people to open and read your email. It's the first thing they'll see in their inbox and what stands out most. While there's no exact science, I'll share some effective strategies for crafting subjects. The key purpose of a subject line is to grab the reader's attention. There are various ways to achieve this goal. I often see subject lines that are just selling a product. Many people write subjects purely to sell, but that's not the most effective approach. Why not? You're already telling them the service you'll offer and what you want to give them, so they won't even need to open it to know what you're offering at that moment. Therefore, this isn't the way to go. This becomes relevant at the end when they're reading the final part and you're trying to, well, not trying. You're going to literally convince them it's what they need. But right now it's not what they need, because all you'll do is make that person instantly realize that you want to sell them something, and they'll simply run away. What you need to do is write something special that only that person would know, something about their company or themselves that represents them, and at the same time makes them want to open that email, see it and think, this caught my attention. And it doesn't have to be specifically about what you're selling. It really doesn't. You might have done some research on the company and the person, knowing things that could identify them. For instance, imagine you know they're super keen on a website they've just launched, right? And that person is totally focused on it right now. Well, you could write them a message like this, okay? It might seem silly, but it's short, to the point, and about something that person might be really invested in because they've just created that website or launched a product and want to know how to improve it or what you can offer to enhance that specific thing. Another way to spark interest in the person reading your email subject is to mention two things closely related to them that sound familiar, then add something unexpected. For example, here's an example that would work for me. It would be tilde plus Nintendo plus company name, where company name could be your company's name or what you're offering. You might say, this has nothing to do with what you're teaching that person, or this has nothing to do with the content inside. But your goal at this point when crafting the subject isn't to sell the product. As I said before, your goal is to get that person to click and become interested. You include something of interest to them, something attractive and familiar, and then add something unfamiliar that they'll want to know more about. This combination will increase your email open rate. So those are two strategies you can use for your cold emails, not email marketing. Sorry about that. How can we write the best cold email possible? Well, after crafting the subject line, which we cover in another video on our channel, we have the email body, which consists of three main parts: the introduction, the value proposition, and the closing or ending of your email. Each section is important, but the most crucial of these three is the introduction, because it's what follows the subject line and determines if the reader stays engaged with your email, and then, of course, the value proposition. Many people think the intro should be brief, quick, and even avoid introductions, but this isn't entirely true, and I'll explain why. What you need to do here is connect with the person you want to sell your product to or contact via cold email and create a sense of closeness so they feel the time they'll spend with you will be valuable. For this, they must feel we're interesting and worth their time and attention. Keep these two goals in in mind while writing. You can craft any intro, but here's an example that clearly meets these objectives. Hi Sam, we haven't been properly introduced, but I've been following your work and wanted to share some ideas with you. Why does this meet the objectives I mentioned? First, I've just acknowledged that we haven't been formally introduced. This will make them think you know something about them, that you've done your research. I'll confirm it in the next line, but it creates that they know something click. We haven't met, but we have something in common. Plus, you don't know what they know or what they'll offer, so you're also keeping them engaged, making them want to read on and stay interested. That's a simple way to do it. You can create many while following these steps to build trust and keep them interested in reading, without giving away everything you want to explain.